As cities around the world once again saw the hottest day ever recorded yesterday, debates rage on how to cut fossil fuel emissions. People are crying, too little, too late. However, there's a new developing field of science referred to as climate restoration that's gaining traction. Climate restoration aims to return our climate to a stable and healthy state as it was before the Industrial Revolution. It involves removing the carbon dioxide, methane, and other greenhouse gases that have been building up in the atmosphere for over 200 years. It's these gases that are driving these catastrophic weather events. But people are asking, will removing excess greenhouse gases already in the atmosphere take pressure off those that need to reduce fossil fuel emissions? And how safe, financeable, and realistic is it? All of this debate is against a backdrop of a climate in freefall and a world that can't seem to agree. We'll be interviewing some key voices. But first, some important sports news.
What is your vision of the future? A bright and happy world of comfort and meaningful progress? Or a dark and dysfunctional world where you try to outlive the next catastrophe? For many people, there's a vast chasm between what they hope the future will be compared to what they think the future will be. What they believe to be inevitable. That the stories of catastrophe on the news may one day soon be their own story.
It's hard for me to be excited about the future, and I think I've realized a lot in my life that if people are still getting Instagram followers and can still get 2-day delivery from Amazon, they're okay, they're happy.
What moves us into action? And what holds us back from responding to a situation that will have a life-changing effect but isn't part of our immediate experience? For many, the biggest thing holding us back is our comfort. For others less fortunate, it's the paralysis of feeling they have no voice, or have been directly impacted by climate catastrophe. But for some, their life's purpose is the fight to save our climate through the reduction of harmful greenhouse gases, or the protection of natural habitats, and now also through the evolving science of climate restoration to return the climate to a state where all life can thrive.
I will continue working until I'm laid out in a coffin to see that we can create a manageable future.
In a field that has so much pessimistic outlooks and viewpoints, I think there's a huge room for an optimistic like myself to come in and I guess bring energy to the field.
My background is originally in engineering and in a lot of different impact-oriented projects. But as I started learning more and more about the climate crisis, it became clear that it was one of the most fundamental and challenging challenges that we faced, and was the underpinnings of so many of the other things that I personally cared about.
You have to be an optimist to be a climate scientist. Otherwise you couldn't get up in the morning and couldn't work in this business.
I suppose I'm a citizen of the world. I just like having a functioning planet. But why I'm a scientist? I guess it's a way of engaging with the world around us, and I think that science is very creative, and you can create these very interesting things. It's sometimes seen as a very dry subject or something that is soulless, and I certainly don't think that's true in the least.
I think there's too much focus on the problem, which is climate change, which is a good thing, but if you don't have any support for the solutions or any excitement for the solutions, that's where a lot of things can go south.
People talk about a wake-up call on the climate. They want to wake people up. And to have a successful journey, you need two things. You need to know where you're starting, and you need to know where you're headed. And people are sort of aware that things are in a disaster state right now. But until we really built up climate restoration, people weren't clear where we're going.
As we continue to bargain over how to meaningfully reduce fossil fuels, is it possible there may be a pathway to return our climate to how it was over 100 years ago?
Climate restoration makes a whole lot of sense. It's win-win, you know, healthier ecosystems, a healthier environment. A better planet is obviously better for us.
Climate restoration is the goal and associated actions for restoring CO2 levels that humans have actually survived long term.